it's raining. At least I could get some B-roll. Comes a time where the chaos you're magnetizing has to be stunted by calm. And if you're going to trust anybody on this matter, please let it be me. I've thrived in chaos my whole life. And I'm at the point where the strides I've made to rid the rain are almost at their break. We've just got to look beyond the clouds to believe. Here's how to stay and actually keep calm. 1. Creating better habits. Analyze your lifestyle and demand what must change. You can make lists, you can make journal entries, you can just kind of visualize your planning methods on how to create better habits out of nothing. 2. Eating intuitively or whole food inclusions. Food is for your enjoyment and also nourishment. It took a long time to learn that, and I hope whoever is struggling reading this, listening to this, whatever on the way, I hope that you find your peace as well. 3. Any form of meditation or mind exercise. Breathing exercises, journaling, noticing the small things, gym, whatever works, whatever you have to do to make sure any form of meditation kind of gets in your corner. Find it, do it, live it, learn it, love it. 4. Slower mornings full of productivity, but not work. Be productive in your own right. Like, maybe that's folding laundry, maybe it's planning trips, just having tea, feeling like you accomplished something. It could be a mood board, it could be talking to a friend, it could be ordering that one thing that you needed to order that you've kind of been procrastinating. Anything to do that is not work related, and I hope it works out for you. 5. More aesthetic surroundings. Tidying up your space or just using your credit card rewards to travel for a staycation. If you go somewhere for one night, maybe that's all it needs to reset yourself. And if you're unable to do that to reach these aesthetic surroundings, just take yourself to a different neighborhood, take the train somewhere else. If you have a car, drive 20 minutes away from you. Experience life in a different way that's a little outside of the bubble that you're kind of comfortable in. 6. Aura checking others. This includes positive friendship. If someone is gossiping and you don't want in on it, set a boundary early on and make certain your light does not dim on another's hand. I mean by this is that making sure that your inner circle is full of what you wish to be perceived as, but sometimes your inner circle, can fall into the trap of gossiping and negativity and etc. And that's fine. It's kind of like this normal part of life. But if you want to space yourself from it, just be open and honest. Set a boundary. And if you're able to set these boundaries early on, you'll never have this as an open portal for someone to discuss. 7. Organization and decluttering. It is hard for some to declutter and organize, especially if you grew up somewhat like hoarder mindset, like you have to keep everything that you own, but it really does clear the brain for clarity and success. 8. Softer music or less abrasive noises and atmosphere. I know this one's crazy coming from me and my music taste, but like 90% of the time I drive with no music on. I honestly try to go into the day with like ambient sounds or the birds chirping or just like opening my window and hearing real life noises instead of produced sounds. I know some people wake up and they immediately put their headphones on, they immediately turn Spotify on, and I think that's great, of course, if you're a music lover and listener. But on the other side, it gets really draining sometimes because you're always delved into these worlds that aren't necessarily reality. And I know, again, it's crazy coming from me, but I can definitely vouch for the fact that if you just stop for a second and listen to the real life ASMR sounds of making your tea in the morning, you will feel this sense of calmness. And I know sometimes this can make people anxious, and that's why we turn off the real life and turn on the fake one. but I promise with practice, it gets better and easier. 9.
No alcohol or energy drinks. Try to have caffeine in doses. This one's kind of like a crazy ask, and this might be the most difficult one if anybody is either like struggling or partying too much, or maybe you're just kind of like somewhat addicted to energy drinks, because I know that that's a full throttle thing. I'm just really not happy that they give me anxiety and I have to stay away from them, but I'm thrilled that I am able to stay away from them, because energy drinks do give me anxiety and they really do trigger like this panic nerve in me. But for alcohol, I feel like it's just a depressant, and it's something that I guess I don't like fully like go full into detail about it, but I don't drink. One, I don't like it. Two, I don't like the anxiety it brings me. Three, I think I'm fun when I'm drunk, and it's like fine, but I think that I'm fun when I'm not drunk more so. And I just think I became to a point where I was too sad to drink, and I knew that it would not be a good thing, so I just completely altered it and stopped it. And if this is something that feels chaotic to you, to continue drinking and going out and partying, I mean, of course it's something that invites chaos. Quitting alcohol or taking less drunk evenings might be appropriate for you.
Having all of these strategies in your back pocket sets you up for a life that has less anxieties at night. Now, this isn't always the case, as mental illness is to never be undermined. Just please trust again that I know. But the way we're wired can be undone without starting a fire first. Don't quote me on that. This looks like a good espresso. Let's talk about calmness in the midst of chaos and how I kind of deter from it when I need to. I'm gonna just give like a few examples of how I'm able to kind of shapeshift in situations where I absolutely need to. I go to a lot of shows, I go to a lot of concerts, I have to be around a lot of people majority of the time. As someone who is very extroverted, it's amazing and I love it, but there are moments where you start to get overwhelmed in this sense of, I just need to be alone. Top tips for it are to put yourself in an out of sorts situation. So if you're in the middle of the crowd, obviously you're gonna reap on everybody else's like anxieties and adrenaline. Remove yourself from it. Go stand along the sides or go stand in the back by the bar. If you really need to talk to somebody, go to the bathroom. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, just going to the bathroom, you are bound to meet somebody who will make you feel calm, or if you start crying or if you feel very overwhelmed, like there is going to be someone there that actually cares about you and doesn't even know your first name. And you're able to kind of be calm because you step out of element. You know, in restaurants, I feel like I get very overwhelmed and like it's chaotic in the kitchen and people are screaming and the bar staff is like making drinks and they're shaking cocktails and like everything is just like kind of overstimulating. And I don't very much prefer to eat at restaurants. I actually always enjoy to take my food as takeout and then go sit like at a park or just go home or like sit in the car and eat. I love sitting in the car and eat. I find it to be like the most therapeutic thing. But if that happens, I always just step outside. Like if I am in a restaurant and like I ordered my food or whatever, you could go to the bathroom and you kind of take like, it's like a witchcraft spell, I'll be really honest. It's kind of like walk into a door, you like take your deep breathing exercises, you go to the bathroom, you wash your hands. If you have the ability to wash your face like really quick, just like towel off, and then you could just switch dimensions, basically. You just, when you walk back out that portal of a door, everything's changed. And you could think of it like a movie, you could think of it like, you know, a music video where like you walk in and then you walk out and you're all refreshed and you're confident again. And it happened within, you know, 5 minutes and not like months and months and months of like clarity and brain work, but it works. And you could do that, you know, anywhere. Or you could just walk outside and breathe some fresh air. Even last night I was at a show and my friend was like, maybe I should go home. And I was like, I think that you should go home. And then they were like, you know what though? I actually think just going outside, I just probably need fresh air. And I was like, you've been inside of a venue for the last, let's pretend 6 hours. Yes, I think you are very much in need and deserving of fresh air. And I think that's something that helps a lot, no matter the weather. Real oxygen, regardless of if you're in a city that feels a little It's what you got. When I see myself in these like chaotic situations, finding the calm has gotten easier and easier and easier to spot as you start allowing the calmness to seep back in. And I think that's truthfully the first step in it, is to sort of spot your differences in what you want to like have around you, because you can have chaos around you all the time. That doesn't mean your innards can't still be calm and collected. Granted, I am such a not calm and collected type of person, but that does not mean that I don't try my absolute best to feel that way from the inside seeping outward. I hope that kind of counts for something. You're allowed to live in these chaotic moments and you can do it all the time, but if you let the chaos latch onto you and like sleep with you at night, that's where it gets a little bit hard to wake up in the morning feeling refreshed and ready to take on whatever you want to do with your life. I never understood how most of my YouTube comments deem me as a relaxing person to watch. Or, you know, someone who brings an air of, because in my real life, I have always found that I am just quite literally the opposite. Or maybe, just maybe, the person I feel like I need most is someone who is able to provide that peace. Making video diaries, journaling my feelings away, and embarking on a better self-help journey for me has always brought out this softness, this subtleness, this sweetness I was afraid to be in the real world. I am learning how to be a lion-hearted girl ready for a fight. Again. I read that quote on Tumblr 10 years ago, and I've been eager since then to get there. I will. We will. Together. Thanks for vibing, watching, and allowing me to talk your ears off about the things that get me up in the morning. I appreciate you more than you know, and I wish you so much healing, calmness, and of course, a little bit of chaos to keep you on your toes. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!